Harry here from Drake Wing Gaming, a 7 man Twitter the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Dawn Chorus Bjorn's Path. So yeah, before we jump into it, just wanted to let y'all know that our Patreon is now up for as little as $5. Y'all can help support the channel, get some awesome rewards like permanent access to our community Discord server and full access to upcoming Not Safe for Work videos. So we're going to be exhausted the next day, y'all. The day that this video goes up, we're going to be moving across the country back to my hometown. So odds are there will not be any videos up on. Let's see, what is today? Okay, odds are there will not be any videos up on Wednesday because Wednesday we're going to be moving into our new place. So Thursday we'll be back at you with some fresh content from our new place. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Alright. But he looks so excited and happy for it. Advising to attend lectures. You know, it sounds great and all, but didn't you say you might have problems passing this year?
Well, yeah. I don't think I'll pass, really.
I don't want to play being your mum, but if you want to have any chance at it, it might be better to stay at the lectures instead.
Yeah, I know. You're right, I shouldn't go. It would be nice, but I have my responsibilities.
Yeah, I'd hate to see you having to waste another year at the uni or getting expelled or something.
Thanks.
He smiles, but there's a sad undertone in his voice. It hurts, but I hope it's for the best.
So, ready to go?
Yeah, breakfast time. Breakfast time is one of the best times. Jam out, Miko. Snowflakes fall on my unfurled tongue, melting immediately. The warm glow seeps through the thin cover of clouds, and I bask in it, feeling it spread over my body. It's so good to be outside. My legs hurt from sitting for half the day, and I desperately need a coffee, but even just being back in the daylight instead of a stuffy lecture hall wakes me up.
Okay, everyone, please gather here. Do you hear me well? Please, quiet. We have something important to tell you. Thanks, Devon.
Professor Arn cleared his throat, his voice suddenly loud and commanding, but clear like morning air.
Thank you, everyone, for participating in today's lectures. If you feel like discussing any of the topics covered today in more detail, we will be holding a seminar in the cafeteria before supper. The returning bus will depart at 17 o'clock from the same spot we arrived at this morning. That should give you plenty of time. Remember, we'll be here tomorrow as well. No need to rush to see everything in one day. For now, you're free to do whatever you like. Thank you. Please don't be late. We won't be happy if we have to wait for you. Finally, the lectures seem to never end.
It wasn't that bad. I enjoyed them a lot, but there was a lot of them. After the fifth one, I could barely absorb any new information and just scribbled in my notebook, hoping that my subconsciousness would pick up something from the lectures. Not the mention of hunger. I'd hoped we'd be given some lunch, but there was only a vending machine stood on the second floor, taunting me with a display of Kino chips and candy bars. Want to go somewhere for food?
You're asking? I'm starving.
Where do you want to go?
Oh, I don't know. I've checked the map, but every place I found was expensive.
I'll try looking for something then. Just give me a moment. I take out my phone, open maps, and scout the area. On the square where we are right now, there's a Japanese place with a ridiculously high rating and many reviews. Japanese cuisine, 4.8 rating with 3,000 reviews. A place like that has to be something special.
If it's not too expensive, maybe. My budget is limited.
They look rather expensive, but not overly. It's more of a noodle shop than a proper restaurant. I'm looking at their menu, and the basic bowl of udon costs 200 krone. They also have sets with tempura, but these start with 350 krone.
That is a lot. You know, I don't think I can afford it, honestly. You know what? I have some food back at the guest house. How about we buy some chocolate in a store now? Then we can have a snack once we're back, too.
I'd be happy to pay for them as well, if only I had the money for it myself. I have to be careful about my budget, too. Maybe it's better to skip such luxuries. Sounds good, so what else do you want to do?
I thought, would you, maybe... Could I borrow your camera for a while? I'm curious at how it works, and I'd like to take a few photos here.
Oh, sure, no problem. It's cold. I don't feel like taking much photos anyway.
Well, thank you.
Where do you want to go with it? The coast?
Oh, I'd rather not. How about staying in the town?
Sounds good. So, a store first?
Yeah.
Jam on, Miko. I know it's usually randomized. It's like either Rune, Miko, Bjorn. Oh, he's a friend of mine. This is so good.
It's just chocolate.
Bjorn holds his bar in one paw, eating it by two pieces in each bite. I hold mine in both paws, eating in small bites, savoring the taste. Why don't I buy these more often? Oh, it's delicious and foremost cheap. Real life hack. Not eating chocolate too often? I rarely get this hungry. It's like, no, it is water time. Yeah, come here, water. Gotta stay hydrated. Bjorn? Oh, Gudrun, hey there. Gudrun, that sounds vaguely foreign. Scandinavian, but not quite Norwegian. Maybe she's Danish. Hey, I was waving to you in university lobby today, but you ignored me. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't notice you. And who's your friend? I'm Carvin. I study cognitive science. I'm on the first year. It's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you as well. I'm Gudrun. I'm on the same year as Bjorn. I thought he didn't have friends at the university other than Travis, or maybe they don't know each other that well. What are you two doing? Just walking, in fact. How about you? The same. I thought I would see some more of the town before we come back to the guest house. Can I tag along, or are you too busy? Bjorn glances in my direction as if asking permission. I think she could. If he knows her, then why not? Sure. We're not really doing anything. Though, Bjorn, you still want the camera, right? Yeah, just let me finish eating first. I'm halfway done with my bar, but Bjorn is already at the last row, stuffing all of it in his maw at once. Okay, I'm done. Sighing at this display of gluttony and impatience, I open up my bag and take the camera out, passing it to Bjorn by the strap. Put your arm through it, and then put it around your neck. I think you'll have to loosen it a bit. Or by a lot. The strap is always a bit loose on me. I like wearing it like that to have more mobility with the camera, but Bjorn can't even get his head through it now. Wait, I'll loosen it for you. A click of the mechanism and a few adjustments, and the strap fits Bjorn now, draped across his shoulder, the camera at his waist pointing down. It looks good against the backdrop of his red hoodie. The look really fits him, more than I thought it would. Is it comfortable? Well, we could try a different fit if it's still too tight. It's comfortable, thank you. Now, excuse me, how do I use it? Oh, did you ever play with a DSLR? Oh, my grandma's camera, in automatic mode, yes. So, where to start? Do you know what ISO is? I start going through all the important controls with Bjorn while Gudrun observes it all with interest but keeping distance. Finally, he's ready to start, gripping the camera. Away he goes to take this new knowledge into the world and test it. Are you a professional photographer? You seem to know a lot about this. Professional? Oh, no, not at all. I wish. I just take photos, and I've read a book or two about this. They helped me a lot to start. That's even better. You're free to do whatever you want. You can experiment however you like. Well, yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing. I'm doing a bit of analog photography, too, trying out things, checking what I vibe with. I'd like to be better at it, though, at the professional level. Now I don't really know what I'm doing. The photographs I like, the ones I see in albums or galleries, are photographs that speak to the viewer. It's like a transaction almost. They pull you in. You start a dialogue. You bring your beliefs, your experiences, and cultural context, and the photograph speaks to you. That's how I see it. But my photos, I don't think they say anything. They're just pretty at best. Not every photo the real artist takes are like that. That's impossible. Some work, some don't. I think you don't have to worry about that now. Maybe you first have to find something that speaks to you outside of photography. See it in the world before you even take the camera. Maybe. I haven't thought about it like that. I assumed it's a matter of skill or resources, but maybe she's right and it's not really about taking photos. Thanks, you're very wise. Oh, not at all. I just look around a lot. Say, do you remember the hits from the 90s? Mr. Prime Minister? Bust? Songs like Ecuador or Ananas Jambu? Yeah, what about them? Growing up, I always thought they were recorded in Latin America. That would make sense, right, considering the titles and the lyrics. But today I've learned that they were all in German. I feel cheated. How not to have trust issues when the song titled Ecuador with lyrics all in Spanish is actually German? I don't know. I don't have many answers, actually. I feel like all I have are questions. I'm into that. There you go, yep. Bjorn eating his food. It's like, Alright. I really like the town. I'd be happy to stay there a bit longer if we could. We will, tomorrow. Yeah, you're right. Are you going to film this evening? I haven't thought about it, but I don't really plan that far ahead. I'll likely go, unless something else comes up. I'll see as well. My friend said he has some plans. Who? Maybe I know him as well. Jorgen, a bat. Jorgen, of course I know him. Oh, what a coincidence. You could ask him too, then. He mentioned something about a roof. I like Jorgen and Gudrun both, but I suspect I'll have other plans today. I'll be going now. I'll see you at supper.
See ya.
See ya.
Alone with Bjorn again. As much as I like Gudrun, I wanted to spend a bit more time with the bear. Playing with the camera engrossed him completely. He ran to me a few times to ask some technical questions, but he always ran off before I could ask if he's enjoying himself. And then in the bus, we both fell asleep almost as soon as we left. Electric engine carrying us near soundlessly across the snowy road. So, what now?
Want to come to my room? I don't really have any plans, but if you're not tired of me yet, we could just sit together or go somewhere.
Sounds good to me, sure. Do you have coffee or something in there? I'd love some right now.
I didn't bring any with me, and I'd love some too.
I'll grab us two from the cafeteria.
Oh, great idea. I bumped my shoulder against Bjorn's playfully before walking away towards my room, the bear following. My room again. The nap in the bus helped a little, but the bed still looks so inviting. I know it's a trap, though. If I laid down on it now, I wouldn't get up. I'm not made for getting up early. Down goes my backpack and jacket, and I prop myself up on the windowsill, waiting for Bjorn. It's dark already. Surreal how short the days are here this time of year. How can anything live with so little daylight? And it's still not December, when the sun doesn't rise at all for a few days. Imagine that, a seemingly endless night. Some blast rays of the setting sun light up the sky in red hues, but it's the moon that reigns over these forests and mountains now. I walk back to my bag to grab the camera, hop back to the window and snap a photo of the night sky. This evening seems worth remembering. A sudden knock pulls me out of my thoughts. I walk up to the door and open them, letting Bjorn in. He smiles, holding two steaming cups, one in each paw.
I hope you like Americano.
It'll work. I prefer cappuccino, but this is better at keeping me awake. Wait, how did you knock?
With my footpaw.
Can you put them down on the table? Oh, do you want to see your photos from the town?
Absolutely. The camera screen is so small I was barely able to tell what I was shooting. The viewfinder was a bit better, but not exactly comfortable either.
It's refreshing to see someone as excited about photos as Bjorn. He reminds me of myself when I got my first camera and just ran around taking photos of everything. Just shooting photos in itself was important, not what I was shooting. It was a naive approach, but I had so much fun with it, shooting for the pure joy of it. That initial spark is gone now, and I don't take out my camera as often, though I cling to my dream of becoming a photographer one day. But looking at Bjorn, I kind of start to feel it again. I'll plug the camera in and transfer the photos. It'll take a while. Sit down whenever you can. I sit down at the desk, and though I expected Bjorn to sit down on the bed, he takes the other chair, keen to see the photos. I turn on the camera and start the transfer, opting to move all the photos from the camp so far. 25 minutes remaining.
25 minutes?
Second, y'all. Water time. Alright, last drop of water. Alright. I told you it'll take a while. It's not the newest camera, unfortunately.
So, what now?
We wait and drink our coffee. I grab my cup and take a sip. It's kind of nice, even without milk.
Oh! I forgot to take pills today. I have them in my room. I'll pop in there real quick.
I'll go with you. I don't have anything to do besides waiting. I don't want to fall asleep or sip coffee alone.
Sure.
It's so quiet. Everyone must be in their rooms, resting up for the trip. Bjorn is rather silent, too, all of a sudden. I hope he's fine with me going with him and it wasn't an excuse to get away for a moment. Knowing him, he'd tell me if he needed some alone time, though. He's so much more direct than my Finnish friends.
I have no idea how I could forget about them this morning. I must have been more asleep than awake.
Or excited about that meeting in the bookstore.
Yeah, that too.
He's still sad he didn't go. I shouldn't have brought it up again, but I hope he'll forget about it soon. Bjorn grabs a plastic bottle from his bag and takes 2 pills, swallowing them without water. My eyes fall on the label and I catch the name involuntarily. It's an SSRI I know. A friend in high school was taking the same. Selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. I never had these prescribed, though I know a lot about how they work on the brain. Can I hope it's not too personal, but I've seen that label before. I've read a lot about SSRIs, but I wonder, how do they feel?
Oh, sure, no, I don't mind. They, it's not easy to describe.
His voice quivers a bit at the end, and he pauses for a long time before continuing.
They kind of tone things down a bit. The lows aren't as low, but the highs get dulled. They help me manage with stuff. Life gets a bit easier. I don't think someone who doesn't need them would benefit from them, though. And withdrawal sucks. I'm glad I remembered about them now and not later.
Pills. Pills always make me anxious for some reason. I never liked the idea of taking any, be it cold medicine or vitamins or anything else. And I'd take any only if I really had to. Maybe it's the dislike of the idea of relying on something external. I'm not sure. I guess sometimes you have to.
I'll undress while I'm in here, if you don't mind.
Bjorn takes off the hoodie, tossing it to the bed. Then he takes off his shoes, and after a moment of hesitation, ditches the socks, too, throwing them to a plastic bag at the wall. I don't think he needs shoes as a bear, not indoors at least. Alright, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Anyway, the next set of videos will be coming at you from the new place. Anyway, love you all. See y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!